I was 13, I got pregnant, and for months I didn't realize anything was wrong because my period was not regular at that time. When I did go to the doctor, she told me I was 5 months pregnant. My parents convinced me that an abortion was the only answer. Because I was so far along in the pregnancy, I had to fly to Kansas to have the abortion. The procedure took 5 days. Every morning my dad would drive our car through the crowd of protesters gathered around the gates as they screamed at me, held signs of dead fetuses, and banged on my window. During the 5-day procedure, my cervix was slowly forced to dilate, which caused the worst cramps I've ever felt. On the 4th day, as I lay on an examination table, my baby began to kick frantically, more than she had ever before. I didn't realize what was going on, but somehow she knew. The doctor entered with a large needle that he had shot into my belly. After that, I never felt my baby move again. The next morning, I entered a large room with about 5 other women. We were all placed in our own hospital beds and hooked up to an IV that was meant to put us in a twilight state of consciousness. Unfortunately, I remember every detail of the experience. I was freezing, shaking, cramping, and alone. Someone gave me 2 little pills I thought would make me feel better, but instead they forced me into labor. The nurse walked down the baby-killing assembly line to see if we were dilated, and then one by one took us off into a separate room. When it was my turn, I was surprised to enter a small room with what seemed to be a toilet. I was told to sit on the toilet, lean on the nurse, and push. So I did. I pushed my dead baby out into a toilet. After all this trauma, I lay on another examination table waiting for the doctor, and a nurse placed her hand on my stomach and said with a smile, "Look how skinny you are now." I just cried. For weeks after the procedure, I was severely depressed. I rarely got out of bed. My body was bleeding and confused because it thought I should have a baby, but there was no baby to care for. Eventually, I did get out of bed, but I battled depression to this day, and I have been suicidal many times in my life. I have used drugs and alcohol. I was promiscuous. I had very little self-worth and developed bulimia. I hated my parents and rebelled in any way I could. I have been in therapy since the abortion, and within the last couple years, I have made a lot of progress. I was caringly persuaded to attend a Rachel's Vineyard retreat in April 2005. This retreat changed my life because although I have always heard God forgives you, I never felt it like I did on the retreat. His mercy was falling like rain all around me, but I had an umbrella up. The retreat helped me to fold my umbrella, and when I did, I was drenched in the forgiveness God was pouring out all along. Being with the other woman helped a lot as well. I saw that other women had made the same mistake I did, and I didn't condemn them, so I realized I needed to stop condemning myself. People need to know that the babies our country allow to be murdered every day are not lumps of mass, but living children with souls and worth. I felt my baby move inside of me. She had a personality. I left that baby dead in a toilet, and my story is multiplied day after day, baby after baby. It is absurd to think that abortion is a solution to any problem. The hurt and pain doesn't end after the baby is gone. I had thought I would just get over it. We are told as women we have a choice, but no one explains what we are choosing. I doubt many would choose to feel the way I have for the last 10 years, so that is why I am silent no more.